I look like a first lady. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Sester podcast. Period. I'm Jalen.
And I'm Interia.
Get comfortable.
Because we got a lot to say.
Pretty much the usual. So, it's your turn for the song. What you got?
It's my song. So, this week I am, since it's close to, will it be Christmas?
Yeah,
Okay.
Valentine's Day.
It's going to be Valentine's Day. So, we're going to do a love song this time. And the song that I'm going to choose is Naked by, what's her name?
Ella Mai.
Ella Mai.
I love that song.
That's my song.
There's nothing no more in this world than somebody who loves me naked.
Period. We want somebody who's going to love us no matter what.
I'm not physically naked, but physically naked. But she was talking about just like, being loved as your vulnerable self. Like without,
True.
Sometimes I struggle to even love that version of myself. Hello.
You speaking
Talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's hard sometimes. Like, I don't know. I feel like when COVID happened and everybody was sitting in the house, a lot of people had to hold mirrors up to themselves and realize, like, dang, I really don't like who I am. Like, I got some stuff I need to work on, some stuff I need to change.
Especially when you gotta spend so much time with yourself. And really, like, I swear COVID made me realize I did not have any healthy habits.
Ooh-wee.
All I knew how to do was have fun and
spend money. Why do we always end with spending money? Why we can't do nothing for free?
I don't know if that's possible anymore. But
Well, no, not in this day and time.
that's my goal this year. Find me a healthy habit.
I like that. So what you been finding so far? I know it's pretty early in the year, but
I've really been enjoying sitting on my couch. And if you know me, you know I'm not someone who sits on my couch. So, enjoying my own company.
So what you be on your phone or watching TV?
Watching TV or listen to a sermon or reading. Like the other day, my husband invited me to this vision board party. And even though I wanted to go, I was just like, I'm going to just get myself ready for the week. Spend a little time with myself.
I like that.
Because
if you don't love you, then how you expect somebody else
to love you?
Hello.
Let's self-reflect. It's going to get you every time.
Yeah. So I know we had a question on one of our videos. I can't remember exactly which one. But the question was like, what are your deal breakers in a relationship? So I wanted to start with that. Now I know we are both married, so let's think about, married life, but also before, like when we were dating. Like, what were your deal breakers when you were dating?
I go first.
I go first because I got one on top of my head.
Okay.
So, I think that part of being in a relationship for me, something that I look for is just like the safety of it. So like I want to be with somebody who makes me feel safe, not just like physically, like if we go out and I can trust the fact that if something happened, you gonna make sure we straight, but also like safe emotionally, safe spiritually, mentally, everything. And so for me, somebody who is abusive, like I can't. And I know it's easy to say what you would and would not put up with in a situation you've never been in, because I've never been, thank God, in a situation where I was physically abused, but I just feel like that's just not something I could see myself putting up with. Because you're supposed to be my safe place, and you are literally like making me feel worse than the world makes me feel sometimes. Like I can't even come home to you and be safe and feel safe in my own home. Like I got to watch my back in my own home. Yeah, that's
That's a deal breaker.
And that's
I
just
mean,
one.
even more than just physical. Like, it's definitely emotional abuse too.
Yeah.
Or verbal abuse.
Yeah.
And just your partner knows you, so they gonna know your triggers. So if you're like intentionally doing stuff that you know is gonna hurt me,
correct,
or I've expressed, you know, this is something that I struggled with in my childhood, and you keep triggering me, yeah, that's a deal breaker for me.
I like that, yeah, because it's almost like you just don't care. You don't care about me. That's what, to me, that's what that equates to. Like, you don't care about me or about my feelings or about what upsets me, or like, you don't care about things I'm trying to work through, because that may be something that I, you know what I'm saying, told you that I'm trying to work through. Like you said, it's a trigger, so you just kind of like picking with this one thing I told you makes me feel some type of way already. I also don't like when, like, your significant other makes you, like, constantly reminds you of the things that they've done for you. I don't like that. And I've had that before, and it's such a horrible feeling, because it makes you feel like, so you only do this stuff to bring it up, and it's always brought up in like the heat of the moment, or like an argument. Like, you only bringing this stuff up. First of all, I remember what you did. Like, I remember you bought me that, or I remember you helped me pay that bill, or I remember everything that you've done for me. So you don't have to continuously like remind me, like don't forget I did all the stuff I done for you.
Yeah, we don't like that. But I wanted to go last because when I read, and shout out to my brother for this question.
Yes.
When I read it, before I got married, I used to be that person who a lot of stuff just turned me off.
Oh, girl, talk about it.
I was that person, like, you know, we always had that one person who would make us be crazy, but I find myself in friendships or in relationships, if you do something that I don't like, that's just a deal breaker for me. So I will, and it got to the point where it became toxic. Like, I understand that I'm protecting my space and protecting me, but I wasn't extending no grace. Like, you piss me off and baby, that's it. Yeah, it ain't no more chances. And I didn't realize that until I got married. Like, I literally, and he's never said this or anything, but at the beginning of my marriage, I feel like I treated my husband like he was disposable.
Yikes.
And that's not okay.
It's not.
I was okay without people. And that's how I learned to adjust and to be okay. Like, I don't need nobody.
Like, you were protecting yourself.
Right. Like, I don't need nobody. Yeah. But in a marriage, that is like a red flag. Like, because why would I want to make somebody who means the world to me feel like
they don't?
Just because I'm mad in that moment, you know? Because I don't want to talk. If I'm mad, what we got to talk for? No.
I think that's what, like, that comes with maturity, like, you, and marriage in general too. Like, you just kind of realize that some of the stuff that used to be deal breakers for you, or like the last straw, is really not that big of a deal.
I just feel like I'm a really considerate person. Like, you don't have to lie to me. You don't have to, just be honest. Like, and I'm gonna understand, and I'm gonna help you get through it. So if I feel like you did something to me that I would never do to you, I take that too personal. I take that too personal. But I think that came with age and just realizing, like, everybody not you.
That's a hard lesson to learn. That's a hard lesson to learn, because, like, I think that for me, I kind of realized that in college. Like, when you are exposed to so many different types of people from so many different parts of the world, it's kind of like, not kind of, but it's a culture shock, because you realize, like, everybody did not have the same upbringing that you had, and
Right.
theirs may not be. You know, like, it's not to say yours was better or worse. It's just different than how they grew up. Like, some people's parents don't instill in them consideration. And that don't mean they can't learn how to be considerate or that they're purposely trying to be inconsiderate.
They just don't know.
They just don't know how.
Like, when you are getting to know somebody or, like your previous ex, it's like, it's always going to be something.
Literally.
Like,
Literally. And the gag is, one thing I had to learn was, like, it's almost comical for me to have an expectation put on somebody that I don't even meet. That was my, like, slap in the face thing. Like, when I met my husband, I realized, like, a lot of the things that I was requiring of men in general, not just him, but, like, guys I've talked to in the past. Like, I'm requiring these things of you that I don't even possess.
Let's talk about it.
And that's really funny. Like, how, like, girl, you want, and I ain't talking about no surface level stuff like you gotta have a car, even though I don't have a car, or you gotta have an apartment. No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about, like, you have to be able to communicate.
You know what
I didn't even know how. And it was not until I met him that I realized, like, all of this stuff you want him to do, baby girl, you struggle with it. So why are you trying to make him, like, make him pay for mistakes and all that kind of stuff like you perfect?
Right.
Like, like you said, where's the grace?
Where is it? And one thing, if I have not learned anything in my marriage, I literally had to just let go of expectations. When I tell you, my marriage was so, I wasn't looking for it at all. I mean, I always been a lover girl, but I wouldn't say that I knew I was going to get married. For one, growing up, I didn't see marriage. I did not see an ideal marriage. I did not see two people that I felt like I wanted. Like, I wanted that. You know?
Yeah.
So I feel like in that trauma, we do make, like, unrealistic goals. But after I got out of my last relationship, I literally just was like, you know, God, like, help me to be, like, I was so focused on, God, send me a man, send me the man for me. He got to have this.
What do you have?
I said, God, make me the woman for my husband. And when I tell you, he came 2 months later. 2 months.
That's crazy, because our stories are very similar
2 months
in that
later.
way. And, like, same situation, I got out of a relationship and I had just moved here. And so, you know, everything was just new and fresh. And I'm just like, okay, you know what, God, I'm finna focus on me. I'm doing me. Like, it's all about me.
I was like, I'm finna have fun.
Yeah.
I don't need no man. I don't need none of this. I'm about to go to nurse school. I don't need that baggage anyway.
I don't need no distractions. I'm trying to make this money. And then here he come. I feel like when people used to tell me, though, like, because you know how people used to say, when you stop worrying about it,
that's when you go. That's when.
And you hear that. Like, you hear people say that, y'all, and I know how it feel to hear that, because to me, it was like, in one ear, out the other, like, no, I want it now. Like, I want to be with somebody now. Like, I want it now, period. That's the end of the sentence. And that's all I would focus on, all I would think about, and it just was like, now, I want it now, I want it now, I want it now. And I kid y'all not, like, literally the minute that I just was like, you know what?
It don't even matter. First of all, I'm going to get my hand out of it. And that's when God gonna move.
Every time. Every single time. And I don't mean you just saying, you know, I'm letting it go and don't really let it go. I mean, like, really, really let it go. Like, you're not actively looking for a man. Like, I remember I used to be, like, out, like, you know, literally like looking like, dang, who in here fine? Like, who in here could I possibly talk? Like, I was, and I'm not saying desperate, but it just was like,
candidate.
it just was like, you know, I wanted, like you said, a lover girl. Like, I just wanted a relationship.
You're hopeless romantic. I'm a sucker.
Yes, I am.
And I love it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
It's not. Because, I mean, there's some people out here, but when you find your person,
it's worth the wait, man. It's really worth the wait. And I know we probably sound like everybody else you hear like on your timeline and all that kind of stuff. I know, but it's, y'all, I kid y'all not. If y'all don't listen to nothing else we say, like, it really is gonna be so worth it. And I also feel like, you know, God's timing is everything. Like, had I met Daryl before I did, girl, we would not be married. Because I wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. Wasn't nobody ready. Wasn't nobody thinking about marriage. Wasn't nobody trying to, you know, it was not giving mature. It wasn't. I'm just being honest. It was not. It wasn't. Like, I thought I wanted a real relationship and to be serious and all that kind of stuff. But the gag is, I wasn't in a place to handle it. Like, I was going to misuse that real bad. Real bad.
And that's deep. And I tell my husband all the time, like, we from the same hometown, but we never, like, I mean, I seen him, but, like, we never talked. We never did anything like that. And listening to his past, I be like, nah.
Girl!
You wouldn't have been my type.
It would have, I would have immediately been like, I'm okay.
This ain't gonna work out. But now, I can honestly say, the mature age that I am now, I wouldn't have been ready for him.
Nope.
The way he thinks, how he communicates, like,
the emotional intelligence. It's the emotional intelligence. Like, just being in tune with your emotions in general. Because I feel like that's not really a trait that men have or care to have or are encouraged to have. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know men are not really encouraged to be emotional beings. That's really a girl thing. But my husband is so in tune with not just his emotions, but mine. Like, y'all, he will know that it's something wrong before I can even articulate what's wrong.
Or even think about it. Like, that's crazy. Like, and probably the most, like, attractive thing to my husband, Lord, when I say that boy know how to pray. Listen, do you hear me? If I, like, just, like, when we first started talking, I was in nurse school, so I was like, going down through that, but somebody who, like, literally cared about my walk with God, or cared about, like, every time I looked over there, he was reading or just trying to better himself in some type of way. And I mean, he older than me, so I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
You in your Bible right now? We're supposed to be on a date. But literally, like, and that drew me so much to him. Like, for real. And believe it or not, like, he's not my type at all. Like, he's not a guy that I would typically go for, but it was everything I needed.
Ooh.
And sometimes our standards or just what we feel like we need, we get so blinded by it. And so my advice is, get rid of that list.
Because I know you got one. I know you got one, sis.
He got to be 6 foot. He need to have a college degree. He need to have this. He need to have this. No kids. Da-da-da. And I'm with you with them, no kids. But
that's enough.
Pray that God send me the man for me, the right time for me, and allow me to be
ready.
Like,
yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to mess this one up.
Period.
And I mean, everything ain't perfect, but that's who I want to go through the hills.
I was just gonna say,
is the only person that I want to go through
the
trenches with.
Is that part?
The only person.
I feel like that's how you know that that's your person. Like, people always ask, like, how do you know he was the one? And then, like, I went through a lot with Daryl before. Like, we went through a lot together before we got married. And I feel like it gave us both the opportunity to see how we handle certain situations. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's what, again, bringing it back to that safety, like I felt so safe and still do to this day, knowing that the way that he handles situations, like we gonna always be good. I don't care what it is, how it is, what it look like, what it feel like, what it smell like, what it tastes like, I don't care. It don't matter. All I know is, long as it's me and him and God, I literally feel like it's nothing we can't do. And that's how it should be.
Exactly. And that what really makes a woman just want to be submissive. Because if I don't feel safe, baby, I'm going home.
Because let me tell you something. I am Mrs. Don't worry, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry about it. Let that go, because, like, I was, like, again, I just was so used to just doing stuff myself. Like, I got it. Like, I'll put my own gas. I'll open my own door. I'll pay for it myself. If I can't pay for it, I just won't get it right now. Like, it's fine. Like, I like, don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. I got it. My tire flat, don't worry. Girl, why? Why do I want to have it so bad?
How long do you feel like it took for you to kind of get to that point? Like, were you already married? Or is this something like you just seen?
I feel like I realized that it was something I needed to work on before marriage, but I don't think I really fixed it per se until after we were married. Because, you know, once you get married and y'all actually live together, spending so much time together, and, you know, people change every day, and you just kind of got to learn to roll with whatever is going on. Like, again, expectations, like, you cannot have all these unrealistic expectations put on your person when they're still trying to figure out, like, who do I even want to be as a husband? Like, what does me being a husband even look like?
I was just about to say, what is a husband? If you, like, we out here just figuring it out.
You know how I know you don't know what it means to be a husband? Because I don't know what it means to be a wife, but that's what we're figuring it out together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I can't expect you to have it all figured out. Again, it's the same thing. Like, I can't expect you to have it all figured out, and I don't. That's dumb.
Right.
So, yeah, it definitely, I'm not going to lie, though. It took me about a year to realize that was something I needed to fix.
Because, I mean, that's what you know. If you like me. Baby, I know I'm hard to deal with, and I commend my husband every day, because I know
the patience is insane.
I know I'm not easy, because I'm Miss.
Mm-hmm.
You should have already had it figured out. That's how I am.
And why don't you?
Not anymore, though.
Working on it.
No, I'm better. For real.
No, for real. I know. I've seen it, honestly. And I feel like when you work on things in marriage, it spills over to every aspect of your life. And I feel like, you know, you working on it in your friendships and at work, just, you know, me knowing you, I can definitely tell that you're working on it.
Oh, good. That makes me feel good. Because literally, like, and I would just say my everyday prayers have changed. Like, I remember I could just be like, no matter what I'm going through, like, Lord, do this. Can you please do this? Can you do this? No. God, do what you want. Do what you want to do. Show me this. Show me what you want to see. Mm-hmm. Guide my steps. You know, show me how to be a good wife. Because I don't know how.
And I had to pray. I'd be having to pray for patience, because my husband has so much patience, and I have literally none. Like, let me stop saying that. I have a very small amount. And that's in literally every aspect. Like, in every aspect, and I never really realized how impatient I was until I met him, and I saw how much patience he has. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, why are you so anxious about everything? And why are you so, like, anxious about when something is going to happen, or wanting it to happen right now, or feeling like it got to happen right now, and if it don't happen right now, you're going to feel some type of way, and your whole day is, why?
Exactly.
For what?
And they just be chilling. Like,
girl, and that'd be the craziest thing to me, because like if I feel like there's a situation that needs to be discussed, or we need to make a decision about something, and I be wrecking my brain again and anxious about, and I'm just like, Lord, what is we gonna do? I don't know what we're gonna do. I'm, God, please tell me. I don't know how we gonna fix this. I don't know. And he just be like,
it's gonna be fine.
Like,
let's go get something to eat. You hungry?
And at first I used to be like, why are you not freaking out? Why are you not freaking out? Like, why don't you think this is as big of a deal as I think it is? Because I know you're a smart man. I know you understand that this is something that we need an answer to. Like I know that I know you get it. So why am I the only one freaking out? Just because I'm the only one that's the fool.
The only fool.
The only fool. The only
fool.
one.
That's so crazy. That's so funny because we the same person. Mm-hmm. If y'all haven't figured it out, we are the same people. And we just ain't got no chills. But, Lord working on us. And I always tell my husband all the time, like, sometimes I do aspire to be you. I aspire to dream like you, to just have that childlike faith like you.
Oh, girl.
Because me trying to figure it out all the time is not.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. And you just got to let God do what he going to do. Because as soon as you get your hand out of it, that's when he going to work. That's when he can work. You giving him room to work.
Mm-hmm. And we know how to do that. Like, we know how to take our hands off of situations. Because we just said that before we both got married, we literally took our hands off of the relationship aspect of our lives. So we know how to do it. We just have to translate that to every area. Exactly. And not just that one. Like, we have done it and we see the results of it. So let's put that in every aspect. Let's do it in every single aspect of our lives. Like, don't just trust him with certain parts. Oof. Mm-hmm. Don't just trust him with certain parts. That's good to me. Don't just trust him,
trust him
with certain parts. Because just like he did that part, he's going to do all the part. Every part. And like I said last time, I'm tired of trying to do it myself. I'm unreliable. I don't have no track record to support the fact that I can do what I'm trying to do.
Not at all, but God got a mean history.
And I got a good memory. And that's all I need to praise him. And remembering everything that he's done. Period. What do you think is the hardest lesson that you've had to learn in your marriage? Like something that took you a long time to just kind of wrap your mind around.
I would say just trying to merge how we both think or how we both were raised. And trying to just not let it make or break us, but like allowing us to pick and choose, like, okay, this is what I want to have in my household and this is what I don't. And like realizing that, even though it was normal, that don't always mean it was right.
Oh, that's good.
Especially with like communicating to each other. Like, it was just me and my mama, so it was no fussing, it was just quiet, honestly. And we just, left our rooms where we wanted to. But my husband has a lot of siblings, so it was easier for him to communicate and share. I mean, it's as simple as sharing. That was easy for him because
he was used to it.
For me, why you got my stuff? Why you ate my food? Like, I understand that it's ours, but that was mine.
I picked them chips.
When I went to the store, you said you didn't want no chips. Why you want chips now? You didn't want no snack. You trying to eat healthy. But now I'm
You
snakes.
want it because it's yours.
So I would say definitely communicate and learning how each other communicates.
That's a good one.
Because that's one where I struggle a little bit because I don't communicate. I just didn't. I didn't really have to.
Mm-hmm.
So
you had to learn.
I had to learn. My husband is a communicator. He wants to talk through everything. And that's not me. So, but I can't shut down just because it's not me.
Right.
Like, it's not a one-way thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to be able to always evolve. Because my husband 5 years ago is not him today.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to just keep evolving and be okay with, not being right all the time. Because I love saying to him, I'm not trying to be right. I just want you to hear me. It don't matter who's right.
Right. That ain't even what the solution is. Trying to figure out who right or who wrong. It's
Right.
just trying to find a common ground to this situation.
Exactly. And then,
how we going to handle it from here on out.
And I've been doing a lot of like studying and soul searching and stuff. And my takeaway is just, it's not about what is right or what is whatever. It's what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like what worked for my mom is not gonna always work for me. Like how we got through situations, it's okay. Like it's not gonna be solved the same way every time.
Mm-hmm.
And being okay with that and just allowing God's will to just play out, like that's what we gotta focus on.
That's good.
What would you say?
How to just kind of like ease up. Like I was very serious and like I joke and stuff, but the way that I joke or the things that I joke about are almost always like the same type of stuff. Like I used to think that there were certain things that you shouldn't joke about, or like certain stuff shouldn't be laughed at, or like certain, it's just not like, that's not funny to me. Like why are we laughing about that, or why do you think that's funny, or like why are you making a joke out of that, or I don't know, like I wouldn't call it uptight. I think it was just like I just couldn't take a joke about certain stuff. But my husband is very like, his middle name is Joke. Like he think everything funny, very playful. Like he make jokes about stuff that like his humor is very dark sometimes. Like I just be like, why would you say that? But I think that, sometimes you just gotta laugh about stuff. Like you can't just be so serious all the time, and trying to be so serious all the time can be exhausting. And I just had to learn, like, it's okay to laugh, it's okay to not be so serious all the time. Like it's okay to just let go, it's okay to be spontaneous. Like you don't need a plan for everything. Like all of that, I feel like all of that goes together. Like I just had to, it was hard though, because like I'm a very like, I like to know what's going on. I like to know why it's happening, when it's happening, what time I need to be there, how long it's gonna last, when we're gonna leave. It's just very like by the book. I'm very by the book. And so when I met him, he don't even have no book. He threw the book out a long time ago.
I always say like, my husband he just go with the flow. Like everything. No expectations, no what? Where y'all learned that at?
It's a girl that did a TikTok and she was like, I don't mind going with the flow. I just need to know what time is the flow gonna start. Like that's me. Like I can go with the flow a little bit, but I need to know what time do the flow. But I mean, that statement is contradicting, because you can't go with the flow if you need to know what time the flow start. You can't go with the flow. So don't even put that part in there. You can't. But I want, like you said, I want to learn how to be that type of person, because it just seemed like so much fun. Like I used to think it was like, how dare you? Like, how can you not know what you gonna do, or how can you not know how you gonna approach that situation, or how can you not have a plan for this?
I
Like,
used
how
to be offended.
Yes, like how can you?
Like, this is not just your life.
Like, you didn't have, like, it's like you, like you said, I'm offended that you didn't plan this out.
Think it out more.
My life on the line.
And I mean, it ain't even that serious.
It's really not.
But how dare you? Like, I feel like I put so much thought into this and you just showed up.
And now I got an attitude because I had this expectation and you didn't have any. And really, but I should have been
trying. They don't care.
No.
They never said that.
Never.
They never said
So
that.
why did I let the fact that he didn't meet my expectation ruin us even having this?
Whatever it is. Like, I want to be cool like my husband. Like, he, no matter what he going through, he gonna go to sleep. He don't care. Like, literally, I was doing something, the whole computer deleted all of it. When I tell you I was on 10, and he was nodding off over there, I'm like,
I'm over here frantic.
I wanted to choke him.
But why do that's what we need though. We need them to be chill, because if they met our franticness with more frantic, girl,
we'll feed off each other.
It just be a big mess all the time. Like you said, nothing would get done. Like, it would just be it just would be a mess. Like, it would be a mess. And I, for one, don't want no parts of it. Like, I love the fact that my husband just be chilling when I'm like all over the place. Like, he be like,
it's okay.
Like, it's okay. Like, it's fine. You're fine. It's not the end of the world, although it may feel like it. Like, take you a minute for sure. Mm-hmm. But don't let it stop anything. Like, why are you letting it stop anything? Like, that conversation I told you about earlier, when I was telling him about that, he was like, so you gonna let that stop you from trying? Ain't you sure right? I'm not. Just because somebody told me it don't make sense or it's not gonna work, I'm just gonna stop trying. No. I'm sitting here crying because you told me it's not a good idea. Meanwhile, my husband looking at me like, so you gonna let that stop you? You know what?
That's all I need.
You sure right. No, I'm not.
I'll be ready to go again.
You sure? That's all I needed. That's all I needed. And that's why you have to put some thought into picking your person, because you have to make sure that they gonna show up for you in moments like that. Like, if he would have been a Sour Patch Kid with me in that moment,
we'd have both been looking at each other, you know, amping each other up. But what would it have? It wouldn't have changed nothing.
Dream would have been crushed.
Mm-hmm. And you sick for what? Because it's still gonna happen.
Hello. I don't know if y'all know. Y'all gonna see one day. Watch.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna see.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna rewatch this video and be like, you remember when?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, I'm excited for sure, because it's coming. It's definitely coming. Y'all gonna see. But anyway, yeah, I just, like you said, I literally desire to be cool, go with the flow, because you never know. Like, there may come a time where the tables turn and our husbands need us to be that person for them. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want him to bring a situation to me and he is, you know, already on a 10, and I meet his 10 with another 10. Mm-hmm. And now we at a 20. And ain't nothing getting resolved. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's a slap in the face to him, because when I needed him to be at a 2, he was that 2 for me. Mm-hmm. So I need to, you know, reciprocate that. But yeah, I be wanting to chill so bad. But I don't have none in me.
We gonna get there, friend. We gonna get there. For real. And it just gonna take time. But self-reflect. You know how you are. And we working towards that.
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely, it is healthy marriages out here. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of y'all have, like, given up on love. And honestly, I couldn't imagine dating right now.
What they say
But-
is pee in the dating pool.
But if you are, still have that hope, because it's somebody. There's somebody out there for you.
For sure. For sure. And this time that you have where you're not with anybody, even if you are dating or talking to people, like really focus on, make sure you using most of your time to focus on who you are and like becoming the best version of yourself, so that when you do meet that person, you're ready. Like you don't want to meet them and you know, like you just mishandle that relationship because you was just so focused on getting it that you didn't prepare for it. Like, no, get yourself together. And I mean get yourself together.
And if I haven't learned anything, and I know we don't like to think this, but you are who you attract. So put good in, get good out, and you'll see the good.
And that's just
that was
that.
probably the hardest thing for me, because I was like, I'm not my exes. But at that moment in time,
Oh, you were.
the amount of effort I was putting in, me, you know, still not wanting to communicate or just allowing myself to be like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready, and God did not want me to fumble my husband. So sometimes, like, the not right now is protection.
Hello.
So continue to self-reflect and allow yourself to get better.
Yeah.
Because at least what you added to the table.
And don't be talking about, I bring the table to the table. No, ma'am. Who are you even as a person? Like, honestly, like when you sit down and you sit in a room with just you, no TV, no phone, no nothing. Who are you even? Like, figure that out and make sure it's somebody that you actually like. Because if it's not, how dare you expect somebody else to like you, let alone love you? You don't even like you. Fix that. Amen. Amen.
For real, because when things get hard, they gonna get hard. They gonna get hard. Your foundation is the only thing that's gonna keep you. And if you don't have, first of all, if you don't have a relationship with God, and if you don't have that relationship with yourself, you put an unrealistic expectation on somebody else, it's not gonna work.
Nope. Yeah, both gonna be looking crazy.
Looking crazy, because at the end of the day, we depend on our husband, but we are more than wise.
Yeah.
I know how to get on my knees by myself. I know how to figure it out by myself, and I know who to go to by myself. My husband is just a plus. A great plus, but a plus.
Yeah. Shout out to the pluses.
The pluses.
Yeah. Well, y'all, I hope that y'all have a very happy Valentine's Day. I hope that y'all stay safe, spend some time with the people that love you, that you love. Have some fun. Okay? Whatever you doing, have some fun.
Have some fun. Especially if you spend it by yourself too. That is okay too.
So on that note, we'll see y'all next time.